What's up guys, Justin here, back again with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a web effect to the wall. Now I've already done this in the past, but I got a request in the comments section to do it with a moving camera. So that's what I'm going to be showing you guys today. There isn't really that much to say about the effect, it's just a web to the wall with a moving camera. So I'm just going to get straight to it. And also, I know I said that I was going to do this like 2 weeks ago, but I got caught up in some other stuff and I've been really busy with filming Dimension Rift, so I hope you guys understand that. Not really much to say about the effect. Hopefully this is going to be a really quick tutorial today because of how simple it is. But anyway, let's just get straight to it. Okay guys, so the first thing you want to do is obviously go outside and record your footage. I'm going to do pretty much what I always do with these tutorials and just show you guys my video so you can just get a look of what mine's like. So as you can see, I walk into frame and then I web the wall and then I walk off to the distance, and obviously the camera is moving and it's not stationary. So the very first thing that you want to do is you want to go to the frame where you're going to web. So I'm going to go to about here, and once you're at that frame of you shooting at the web, you want to get your web effect and put it to where that frame is. Now this effect is from Production Crate, which I've talked about many times on the channel, so I'm going to leave a link in the description to the web effects on Production Crate so you can download them for yourself. So this is a standard just web to the wall. Depending on what way you're actually shooting it out, if you're shooting it that way, well then it's already sorted because it's already shooting that way. But since I'm shooting to the left side, what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to double click on the video, go to Video, Basic, Transform, and I'm going to go down to this flipping icon so it goes the other way. One thing to do before we actually go ahead with this is go to this little lock icon, so when you click that you have more free movement to stretch it any way you want, so you can make it any shape or size. Now that you have that sorted, what you want to do is you want to size down the video and put it to where your wrist is, so it's accurate to where you're shooting it out of your wrist. By unlocking that lock, we can stretch it any way we want. We can make it really thin, we can make it really tall. It's totally up to you, but I'm just going to mess around with this just for a little bit, and now I have that sorted. Another thing to note is if you go to the color tab, you can change the brightness and the color of the web however you want, which I'm not going to worry about it in this tutorial since the tutorial is about trying to motion track the web to the wall. But if you want to change the brightness, the exposure and the contrast and the temperature and everything, you can do that however you like, but I'm not going to touch that for this tutorial. Okay, back to the web shooting part of the tutorial. Now that you have it on your wrist, what you want to do is you want to press the keyframing icon, which is this one down here. Press that, and now as you can see it's created a frame down here. And now that you've done that, you want to go to the next frame, and then you want to make your web a little bit bigger and move it a little bit closer to the wall, and I might just stretch it out a little bit like this. And now that's created another frame. As you can see here, I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see it better. Now you can see the two white little diamond shapes here, which are the keyframes, and now I went from this frame to that frame. Then you just want to do the same thing. You want to go to the next frame, make it even bigger again and move it a bit further towards the wall. So now I have 1, 2, 3. Then you just want to do that again, and this time you want to position it where you want on the wall. So I'm going to have it about here, and you can make it whatever size you like there as well. And since it hasn't fully stuck yet, I'm just going to go to another frame and make sure it's still in that position. Yep, that's staying in that position. Go to the next frame, make sure it's the same. Yeah, it's pretty much the same because the camera hasn't actually really moved that much yet, so we don't really need to worry about that yet. So you just want to keep going frame by frame until the camera actually starts moving. Okay, so the camera started moving here. So then what you want to do is you want to go to that frame. You want to hold down left click above the two clips and drag down to select both of them, and then you want to press this scissors tool right here. Now these clips are separated from these clips because these clips are the ones that are going to be the motion tracking ones, because you have already sorted out the web shooting part of it, and now for the rest of the effect, now the rest is the motion tracking part, which obviously looks terrible right now because we haven't done it yet. Okay, so there's something important that I'm going to tell you guys right now. The first thing I'm just going to quickly do is press hide track, so you can't see the webs for now. They're still there, but I'm just turning them off so I can show you guys this thing that you'll probably need to know for when you're recording your footage footage. So as you can see here, on the wall that I'm actually shooting the web to, you can see there's like a hole in the wall, there's marks everywhere, there's screws and stuff. So we're actually going to use these little things to our advantage to actually track the web to the wall. Now I know that not every single wall is not going to have marks on it. It could be a super clean wall, so you might have to motion track that manually. And if you want to motion track it manually frame by frame, then you can go back to my webbing tutorial where I show you how to track the web onto your wrist manually, and then you can combine that skill with this tutorial. So then you can basically go frame and then go another frame and then move the web there, and then go another frame and then move the web there, and then another frame and then move the web there, and it'll just keep creating keyframes, so when you play it back it'll just stay that way basically. But I'm not going to be doing that in this tutorial because I'm just showing you guys how to do the AI motion tracking version. So if you want to try and do the manual motion tracking version, go back and watch my WebFX tutorial where I show you how to manually motion track it to your hand, and you should be able to combine that skill with this effect and it should just turn out the exact same. If you guys have trouble figuring that out and you really want me to do another tutorial, I guess I will, but it should be really easy to figure out. But if you guys have any questions, just let me know down in the comments below and I'll be sure to reply. Okay, so as I was saying about the marks on that on the wall, basically I'm going to use this hole on the wall to my advantage to actually motion track the web onto that, so when the camera moves it's actually going to stay tracked to the hole. But when someone's watching the video, they're not even going to think about that because it just looks like it's blending in with everything else in the video. But if you are doing a scene in your film or video where you're actually webbing somebody to the wall, like a thug or a villain or something, then you can just motion track the web to them because they are a primary target that the motion tracking AI can actually lock onto. So that shouldn't be a problem. It should just be the exact same deal for this video, which I'll show you guys how to do. So, as I mentioned, I'm going to motion track it onto this hole here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way to the frame where the hole is not there anymore, which is it's still there a little bit, and around there. So what I'm going to do there is I'm actually going to select these two clips again and then split them again. So now you have these clips split up into 3 sections. As you can see, there's a line here and there's also a line over here, and these 2 clips in the middle are the ones that are actually going to do the motion tracking work. The next thing you want to do is you just want to get this web effect at the end and just delete that, so you only have the 2 in these 2 clips, and you can leave this one blank, which is what I'm going to explain later. Now that you have that sorted, is you just want to go down to the little eye icon that says hide track, so we can temporarily hide the webs from the video, and then you want to click on the middle clip that we're going to motion track. You want to double click that, and you want to go to AI tools, and you want to scroll down to motion tracking, and you want to turn that on. And as you can see, you have this little rectangle here with the plus sign in it. You can stretch this in and out and make it whatever size you want. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. It's really up to you. I'm just going to size it down to about here. And then what you want to do after you've done that, you want to put it on top of the subject that you're trying to motion track. As I mentioned, I'm trying to motion track this hole here, and whether it's a person that you're trying to web to the wall, then you would just make it really big and you would put it on top of your person just like this, and then it would motion track to them, which would make the web automatically be stuck to them, which I've shown you guys in my hologram tutorial where I use this same method for the motion tracking hologram on the little device. So as I said, I'm going to size this down to about here and put it over the top of the little hole, and then once you have it on your target, you want to click the start motion track, and as you can see, it's motion tracking on there. That was really quick, and you can see that it's motion tracked on there. You can see that it's sort of come off the hole a little bit because this is the AI version of the motion tracking, and it's not me doing it, it's just the AI automatically doing it. So it's not going to be 100% perfect, but this is more of like the beginner's version of this effect. As I said, if you want to do this manually, you can just watch my web effects video and you can combine these 2 skills together and you should be able to figure it out by yourself. But if you really want another tutorial on how to do it manually, I will. Just let me know in the comments below. Okay, so now that that has been motion tracked to the wall like that, what you want to do is you want to go to the start of it, you want to double click on your motion tracked footage, and you want to go to this little thing called link element, drop that down and press your webbing, which is this right here, footage create webbing, and I click that, and as you can see, if I show the track, you can see that it's on there, but it's not quite the right size. Now, I'm not sure why Filmora does this, but for some reason when you select the thing that you want motion tracked, it automatically makes it really tiny, and I don't know why. I think it might have been because I made my square and the plus smaller, I'm not too sure. But an easy fix for that is to just double click on it and just resize it to the same size that it was in the other clip. So if I go back, it's almost matched up perfectly already. I'm just going to mess around a little bit with it more to try and match it up the best I can. Okay, I've got this pretty much lined up perfectly now. And now that you have that done, if you play it back, it's automatically going to be tracked to the wall. Now, as you can see, it's actually moving a little bit because, as I mentioned, this is the AI version of the motion tracking, so it's not going to be perfect. Now, as you can see, there is no web after this frame because we split it here, because the hole that I actually tracked it to on the wall is no longer in frame, which means it's not going to track to anything anymore and it'll just move with the clip. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the web video down here and we're just going to extend it by 1 frame, and then we're going to press the scissors icon on that and split it, and then we're just going to drag it out to there, and as you can see, the web is still here, but obviously it's not the right size, so we're going to have to do some resizing again and try and match it up with the last shot. That seems okay. I'll just move that down like that. Then what you want to do, since this is no longer the motion tracked footage, double click, press keyframing to create another frame, go across a frame, and then just move it to where it was before. This is pretty much exactly what the manual version is like. It's just you do all of the motion tracking by yourself without using the AI version. I'm just showing you guys this way you can do it if it's your first time. But if you're willing to spend a lot more time on it like I usually do for my movies, you can scrap this AI version and you can just do all of those frames individually by yourself like we're doing here, as you can tell with these keyframes. So we're just going to continue on, go to the next frame, and then move that back again, go to the next frame, move it back again, go to the next frame. Now the web is no longer in frame, so we can just delete the rest of it, and now you have your manually tracked web at the end there, so it just automatically tracks. So now you should have something that looks like this. Now, as I said, obviously it's not perfect because it moved a little bit at the beginning there, but you can easily just fix this if you're doing it manually. But anyway, this is pretty much the effect finished. It's very simple. As I said, it's not perfect because this is more of a beginner's version of the effect. But basically, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do what I usually do with these VFX videos, and I'm going to filter it and everything, put a sound effect and stuff. I know it's a really short video, but I want to do it anyway because I just think it's cool, but you guys don't have to do that. I just like doing it. But anyway, I'm just going to go do this and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I just finished filtering and putting some sound effects and stuff on my video. This is totally up to you, it's totally optional, so this is just something I wanted to do because I always do it in my tutorial videos. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the tutorial. I hope this tutorial helped you with your filmmaking, and here's the final product. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Hope this tutorial really helped you. Let me know down in the comment section below if you have any questions or any ideas and suggestions for any effects in the future. If you do, I'll be sure to respond. But yeah, I hope this helped you with your filmmaking, and I'll see you guys later.